Josh Sigurdson here from World Alternative Media, and folks, despite promises from the Obama administration that the U.S. abdication of internet stewardship won't give control of the internet to the United Nations, it looks like, in fact, on September 30th, the United Nations will indeed gain control of the internet. Now, this has been a plan that's been going on for years. We all know that it's been in the playbook to push everything to a global government level. Look at the fact that the United Nations in itself is this global government body that's trying to regulate across the world and take over sovereign territory. Never mind nationalism, we're talking full-on globalism, folks. And this should get everybody up in arms over this, because this is absolute theft of one of the few freedoms we have left. And it's still not even a freedom. The fact that there's even control over it in the first place from any angle is sickening. We, the people, should own this. This is what internet is. This nothingness, this air. But it is one of the most influential things on the planet, and it's shaping our world right now. And more than ever, the truth is getting out. And these globalists, these disgusting pieces of trash, are feeling our efforts on their doorstep because they can't keep the truth out of our hands any longer. And they're doing everything in their power to make sure to gain control. Now, ICANN will be in control, and the Obama administration claims the UN won't rule over ICANN. However, that's not how the regulations work, and the UN will most definitely gain control over the internet. As the Wall Street Journal's L. Gordon Kravitz points out, and I take this from Breitbart, one of the websites that will likely be victimized by this grab, he says, "It's shocking the administration admits it has no plans for how ICANN retains its antitrust exemption. The reason ICANN can operate the entire World Wide Web root zone is that it has the status of a legal monopolist stemming from its contract with the Commerce Department that makes ICANN an instrumentality of the government." Okay, here we go. And he goes on to say, "Without the U.S. contract, ICANN would seek to be overseen by another governmental group so as to keep its antitrust exemption. Authoritarian regimes have already proposed ICANN become part of the UN to make it easier for them to censor the internet globally. So much for the Obama pledge that the U.S. would never be replaced by a government-led or an intergovernmental organization solution." And again, that's from the Wall Street Journal's L. Gordon Kravitz. Now, folks, this is what we've been talking about for years, and I'm going to get into this to a larger extent right away, but this global government body, these bunch of bankers, these unelected pieces of trash globalists that are only looking to control us from every aspect, from debt, because, of course, they thrive off of debt, to just over-regulatory control, manipulation of the markets, control of every aspect of our life. We have to stand up against this. This is disgusting. Where are all the anonymous folks that fought over, remember PIPA, SOPA, remember the blackout on the internet because people are mad, and to some extent it worked. Of course, we're still being watched over like a hawk, but we haven't been pushed to this global government level yet, and when the most influential thing in the world is controlled by the global government, that just shows how strong and how powerful the global government is, contrary to so many liberals out there and people from both sides that say that this global government idea isn't coming forward and isn't at its precipice. Well, it absolutely is, folks, and we are winning. However, they are doing everything in their power to shut us down. A big part of this that I have to make mention of here is that George Soros' leaked documents have revealed Soros has pushed for special favors to rig the internet in favor of the Open Society Foundation and to push regulations forward that would make his job easier when it comes to propagating the public with garbage. George Soros and the Open Society Foundation, the same foundation that openly rigs elections, that promotes Nazism in Ukraine, and with Poroshenko has completely destroyed the Ukraine. the same group that fuels revolutions, bloody ones, where countless people die, the same group that pushes Black Lives Matter groups that are basically just taking advantage of a bunch of kids that want to lash out at daddy, they want to lash out at their parents, so they destroy stuff, burn stuff, destroy innocent people's personal property, and then claim that they're fighting for equality while really just infringing on other people's rights and making their case more difficult as they alienate the public and push towards more hate and division. That is the goal of the Open Society Foundation. That is a goal. Divide and conquer. When people are divided, and then on top of that in debt from the central banks and from the manipulation of the market so that they print money out of thin air, creating debt, devaluation, and inflation, and push people into servitude to the state and the banks, at the same time they're pushing people into servitude as they are divided. They fight among each other. It's all this infighting instead of fighting the real enemy. Instead of fighting the globalist bastards that are trying to destroy us and plunder us and absolutely desecrate any remaining individual liberty that we have. And let's not forget who George Soros' main puppet is. Hillary Rodham Clinton. The same rape and pedophile apologist, the same murderer, the same corrupt, disgusting, lying scum that's running for office right now, the globalist piece of trash that might win over the White House, I should say, they're selected, not elected, folks. She is the main puppet of Soros, and Soros is pushing towards this control of the internet in favor of him in order to push the divide and conquer agenda, all while, as Hillary Clinton's emails point out, she is attached at the hip to George Soros and does what he says. These disgusting people under the veil of charity are nothing but a bunch of control freaks, collectivist control freaks that are looking to destroy us. And this should infuriate the left and the right. We also see from Clinton emails that she does have a plan to censor alternative media like Breitbart, like InfoWars, people like myself, and this goes through the TTP as well. These disgusting pigs want nothing more than to destroy any opposition in order to gain full power and control over the populace, as the populace on one half is completely brainwashed into servitude and they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. They think they're speaking out for civil rights, while in reality they're really just pushing more collectivism control and dictatorial control. It's disgusting. But on the other side, us, the individualists, the voluntarists, the freedom fighters, the real individuals that are fighting for what's right, humanity itself is getting plundered under this. We're going to be run over by a bus here, and that bus is a state, and the state is going to destroy our ability to get the truth out. This is absolute censorship. How can anyone stand for this? How can there not be more people in the streets? We have less than a month, folks. A month before the global government takes control of the internet. Where is the outrage? Where are the people in the streets? Where are the giant campaigns we see through all these kind of psychological programming, propaganda techniques that we've seen with Paris, the Paris attacks, with what happened at the Pulse nightclub with the rainbow flag, with what happened so many times before with these internet fads that are really just propaganda techniques, which were admitted by the government to be propaganda techniques to check people's psychology on the internet. How do we not have any campaign like that this time? Well, I know why. Because there's groups like the Open Society Foundation that are behind those techniques, and they are big backers of this Rothschild, Rockefeller, Soros takeover of one of the only things left that is somewhat free. This is what we've been talking about for years, and we were called conspiracy theorists. Well, now it's here. And are we going to listen? Are we going to do anything about it? Or are we going to sit on our ass and just say, oh, well, it's not really a big difference. Now the UN has control. I don't really see a big difference. You don't see it because you don't know it. When the independent media is shut down, when all these websites that actually tell the truth are shut down as they make the biggest impact ever before, then we'll notice as we are led in chains, the chains that we seem to revere, our humanity will be gone, our freedom will be gone, our liberty will be gone, and then we'll be nothing more than pawns, sacrifices, pegs in the state. When are we going to listen, folks? I don't know how else to say this. We've got a responsibility as individuals to stand up for our freedom, if not for ourselves, for our children, for the future, for every other individual that's being led to the slaughter like animals on a farm. Why aren't we doing anything about this? We need to shut down George Soros, that criminal bastard who has done nothing in life but to try and destroy and cause devastation across the world. We need to shut down Hillary Clinton, who needs to go to prison for everything she's done, including you too, Bill Clinton. We need to shut down these globalist scumbags that want to destroy us. This is Josh Sigurdson, signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.